coming soon. Yes, I know he's coming. I know he's coming soon. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. I'm gonna wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord till he comes. It may be night or noon, yes, but I know he's coming soon. I'm gonna wait on the Lord till he comes, till he comes, till he comes, till he comes. I've never been to heaven, but I've been to heaven. The streets up there are made with gold. When I get to heaven, gonna sing and shout. Gonna let nobody turn me out. Wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord till he comes. Yes, it may be night or noon, yes, but I know he's coming soon. I'm gonna wait.
Wait till judgment day, before you get on your knees and begin to pray.
Gonna wait.
Run sinner to the other side, but you might as well know that you can't hide.
Gonna wait.
The Lord till the sun don't shine, for I know God's heaven is gonna be mine.
Gonna wait on the Lord, on the Lord till he comes, till he comes, till he comes.
Welcome back. At Central State University, we take great pride in the opportunity to provide a platform where we transform.
Good morning and welcome to Central State University's annual commencement. This is a special occasion, and we ask that we remain mindful of the significance of this event to the graduates, families, and friends. The protocols of the event are as follows. Stand in silent reverence for the posting of the American flag by the Honor Guard, Invocation, and Benediction. Remain in your seat when the graduates are on the stage. Professional photos will be taken of each graduate and made available. Stand with respectful homage during the singing of the alma mater and anthems. Refrain from using horns, loud instruments, or making other disturbing noises so that each graduate's name can be heard by their family and friends. To ensure safety, please do not congregate in front of the doorway or aisles. Thank you and enjoy the occasion.
Oh, Central dear, we sing of thee, maker of men who are free. We build in thee thy greater name. We spread thy lasting fame. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is great. For God, for Central, for State, oh, alma mater, hail to thee. Builder of women to be, we build in thee thy heart and mind. We spread thy grace divine. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is great. For God, for Central, for State, oh, speak to us and we will hear. Thy voice so near, so clear, and as we sail the future seas, through the years we'll sing of thee. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is great. For God, for Central, for State.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jack Thomas, the 9th President of Central State University. Welcome to our 135th Commencement exercise. As we celebrate 135 years of excellence, innovation, and opportunity at Central State University, I would like to take a moment to welcome all of you back to historic Wilberforce, Ohio, home to the beautiful campus of Central State University, Ohio's only public HBCU and 1890 land-grant university. While you are here, enjoy the campus and reflect on the wonderful memories that you and your loved ones have had over the years. If it is your first time visiting our university, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. At Central State University, we take great pride in the opportunity to provide a platform where we transform the world one student at a time. As president, I could not be more proud of the class of 2022. They have shown perseverance, resilience, and more importantly, they have shown a commitment to education and a commitment to being impact players in the world that they will change. Please enjoy today's ceremony and be sure to celebrate each of our graduates. Our graduates at Central State University are here, ready, and prepared to continue to encourage people to reach higher, go further, thrive. Innovation is in our DNA, and we take great pride in promoting creativity, flexibility, and an innovative approach in all that we do. Congratulations to the class of 2022. For God, for Central, for State.
We understand. You've got dreams, ambitions, hungry for more. A life you've envisioned is waiting for you. Central State Global. We are ready when you are. Reach higher. Go farther. Thrive. Online, affordable, public university. Apply today at Central State Global.
Now put my hands up cause we made it. And every day I live now a celebration. I was young, full of dreams, nothing in between. You gotta get it how you get it when you're in the beam. That's why I put my hands up cause we made it. And every day I live now a celebration. Gotta celebrate for those who never did. Gotta live my life for those who never lived. I can feel the vibe talking every minute. Lady by my side and she hasn't seen it. This is how it works when you came up from the dirt, barely eating on the first. Now you do it in
We will now have the posting of the colors by Trotwood Madison Army Junior ROTC. We will now have the invocation by Reverend Kimma Cunningham, Interfaith Campus Ministries.
For every mountain you brought us over, for every trial you brought us through, for every blessing we say hallelujah. For this we give you praise. And so, God, we thank you this morning because you pushed us. You encouraged us. God, you saw greatness in us when we didn't see it in ourselves. You helped us see where to draw the line, where to stand up, and when to shut up. God, you believed in us, and you kept blessing us. On the days when these students didn't have any money, you still blessed them. You loved them to life, and we thank you this morning. When they weren't sure they made the right decision to come to this place out here in the middle of nowhere, you helped them see that this nowhere was actually somewhere. And God, you brought them through being homesick, being uncertain, feeling insecure. God, you raised them and kept them lifted. And so, God, we thank you today for staff and faculty, for parents and grandparents and guardians who prayed for them and kept telling them that they would make it, who encouraged them and who cheered them on, who believed in you for them, who prayed to you for every single one of them, who interceded for every single one of them. And so, God, we thank you for this ending and for this beginning. This class, fearfully and wonderfully made. This class, full of power and promise. This class, who came through a pandemic and came out on the other side.
Hello.
Hallelujah. This class, who made it through online classes and shutdowns and quarantines and sickness. This class, who worked through depression. This class, who almost gave up but took another breath and got a second win. And today, you graduate. God, we thank you for being made in your image and in your likeness. Today, we express our gratitude. We could not have done it without you. And so we say thank you. Amen.
You may be seated. I am Dr. F. Eric Brooks, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Good morning, and welcome to friends and family, alumni, and the graduating class of 2022 at Central State University. We will now have greetings from Mayor Sarah Mays, the City of Xenia.
Good morning. On behalf of the City of Xenia, the Council, the staff, the citizens of Xenia, I would like to bring a welcome and greeting and say congratulations on this monumentous occasion, Class of 2022. It is an honor and a privilege to be here today and be a part of these festivities. As I look out into the stands and all across here, I see people and faces of family, friends, faculty and staff, grandparents, aunts and uncles, cousins. There are so many here that have become your community. This is your community of people who have stood by you to support you, love you, encourage you. They are proud of you, and it is absolutely beautiful to see this moment together. But ultimately, what we see here today is right out of Ephesians. You are masterpieces. Ephesians tells us that you are God's masterpiece. He has created you anew in Christ Jesus, and He has things for you to do that He has planned long ago. So I want to remind you today that your identity is not tied up in your success or your failure, in the things to come, in friends and opinions, things accumulated, status. Your identity today is that you are God's masterpiece. And when you live into this truth and understand your true identity, then we know that Romans tells us, then what shall we say about such wonderful things? If God is for us, then who can be against us? He goes on in Romans to say that we are confident that nothing can separate you from the love of God. Not your fears, not your worries about tomorrow. No power in hell can separate you from the love of God. No power in the sky above or the earth below. Nothing in all creation can separate you from the love of God that is revealed in Christ Jesus. So today, as you go forth, as you leave this wonderful place that you have called home for so long, walk away secure in His love, set about to do the things that He has planned long ago for you to do, because you are His masterpiece. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor Mays, for those warm greetings from the City of Xenia. At this time, I would like to introduce the 9th President of Central State University, Dr. Jack Thomas.
Good morning to the members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, students, alumni, friends of the university, and especially to the graduating class of 2022. Give yourselves a round of applause here today. This is a glorious day for all of us. Students, this is your day. Are you excited? We are pleased that so many of you are joining us today at the beautiful McPherson Stadium here at Central State University. As president of Central State University, I thank the many families who entrusted the education of their sons and daughters to us. Obtaining a college education should not be taken for granted. The experiences take strength, character, courage, perseverance, fortitude, commitment, and a willingness to learn, and that you did. The 2022 graduation class has demonstrated those attributes. Give yourselves another round of applause. At this time, I would like to introduce the platform guests. As I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Please hold your applause until all individuals have been introduced. To my right, Major General John C. Harris of Ohio Army National Guard from Columbus, Ohio. Mr. Mark Hatcher, Chair, Central State University's Board of Trustees. Mayor Sarah Mays, City of Xenia. The following individuals are members of the Central State University's Board of Trustees. Mr. Larry Macon, Dr. Marlon Moore, Ms. Jacqueline Gamlin, Mr. Chris White, Ms. Natalia Harris, Mr. Richard Perry. The following individuals are student members of the Board of Trustees. Ms. Jacqueline Bogan, Mr. Keith Harris, Jr. To my left are Dr. F. Eric Brooks, Provost and Academic Vice President. Reverend Kimma Cunningham, Interfaith Campus Ministry. Dr. Marvin Reed, Chair of the Department of Business Administration. Dr. Michelle Corley, Dean of the College of Science, Engineering, Technology, and Agriculture, and Director of the 1890 Land Grant Programs. Dr. Amy Hobbs Harris, Interim Dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences. Dr. Rajiv Swami, Interim Dean of the College of Education. Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Dallas, Professor of Military Science. Dr. Fred Akins, Associate Professor of Management and MBA Coordinator in the College of Business. Mr. Anthony Gardner, President, Central State University's National Alumni Association. Ms. Monica Karpsky, Commencement Coordinator. Mr. Curtis Pettis, Vice President for Administration and Finance and CFO. Mr. Ray Stevenson, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs. Thank you all for your service at this fine university. Let's give them a round of applause. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our special guest to my right, the First Lady of Central State University, Dr. Linda Thomas. Ms. Angela Harris, spouse of Major General John Harris. Mr. Ronald Todd III, Minority Affairs Liaison to Governor Mike DeWine. Representative Bill Dean, Ohio House Representatives. Charles C., Vice Chancellor, Strategic Partnerships and Education Technology, Ohio Department of Higher Education. At this moment, I would like to acknowledge a distinguished group of alumni, the Golden Centralians, class of 1972. This is their 50th year as Centralians. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you so much for coming back to your alma mater and gracing us with your presence here at Central State University. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite our top scholar, Miss Emily Archer, for a special recognition. Miss Emily Archer is an environmental engineering major and has maintained a 4.0 grade point average during her time studying at the university. Ms. Archer is from the Nassau, Bahamas. Next year, Ms. Archer will be attending the University of California at Berkeley. Studying environmental engineering to earn a master's degree. She would like to continue her research to ensure that low-income families have access to clean water. Let's give Ms. Archer a round of applause. On behalf of the university, we give you this gift as top scholar. Thank you. We will now have Trustee Mark Hatcher present the special recognition to a Board of Trustee member.
Good morning, class of 2022. Oh, y'all could do better than that. Y'all graduating in its own campus, right? I am so very excited for you all, and this is definitely a momentous occasion, and it's also one of great significance for one of our trustees, Trustee Bishop Larry Macon. And I just have a few words about him, and then we're going to present him with a special acknowledgement. Today marks the final commencement for our dear trustee, Bishop Larry Macon, Jr. Trustee Macon will be completing a full 9-year term as a trustee appointed by then Governor Kasich in 2014. Trustee Macon is the co-pastor of the Mount Zion Church of Oakwood Village, a ministry that now serves more than 6,000 people and is one of the largest churches in greater Cleveland. Trustee Macon is a visionary leader who leads with purpose and compassion. He has served as the vice chair of the board since 2016 and has served as the chair of the National Search Committee responsible for identifying and selecting our 9th president, Dr. Jack Thomas. Trustee Macon and I were appointed at the same time in 2014, and I've had the honor of serving alongside him since then. Neither Bishop Macon nor I had a background in higher education when we were appointed to the board here at Central State, but we both recognized very quickly that there were some historic inequities that challenged Central State in ways that other institutions of higher learning in Ohio are not equally challenged. We were committed at that time to ensure that Central State be in a better place than when we started back in 2014. In a recent sermon entitled Formula for Victory, Bishop Macon preaches from the story of David and Goliath in 1 Samuel 17:32, and spoke about how with all the challenges in our world, you can be a victim, before the battle even begins. But Trustee Macon preaches that you don't need to be a victim in life, you need to be a victor in life. It is with that spirit of victory that you can see the very fruits of Trustee Macon's commitment and perseverance in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles here on this campus. With the completion of the new student center, new residence halls, this new improved athletic facility where we are today, and the innovative academic programming and an honors college and campus under construction, and yes, the very class of 2022 and its graduates are all fruits of that labor. All of this occurred under your tenure and oversight. Trustee Macon, we made a pledge to see that Central State is better than when we found it back in 2014, and as you leave here in 2022, I say to you, job well done. Please join me in congratulating Trustee Bishop Larry Macon on his stellar service as a trustee here at Central State University.
To all my Centralians, are you ready? Listen, today is your time, and I'm just so proud to be standing before you today. It's been a long journey. It's been a great journey, but all I can say is we've done a great work, and I've been so blessed to be a part of this great university. We're so thankful again to our chair, Mark Hatcher, for his leadership and all that he's doing, and all the board of trustees, and also to our president, Dr. Jack Thomas. Again, if I can give you any advice, don't be a victim, but be a victor today. And today you already have a great victory, and that's your graduation today. So to all of our parents, families, and friends gathered, can we give a great round of applause for all of our graduates here today? The journey is just beginning, and I just want to say to you, the best is yet to come. Give them a great big hand clap one more time. Thank you again for this wonderful recognition.
Next, our student trustee, Ms. Jacqueline Bogan, will give remarks. Then Ms. Roger Shepard, the senior class president, will give the senior class address.
To President Thomas, Provost Brooks, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, students, guests, alumni, and future Centralians, good morning. I gave a lot of thought about what I wanted to say today, and I just want to keep it real transparent. Class of 2022, we are absolutely amazing. Resilient, committed, and pandemic amazing. Anxiety, mental health, we've survived seeing the quarantine shuttle and praying it wasn't coming to pick us up. We have survived it all. At the spark of 2020, the majority of us were sophomores enjoying what we didn't know were our last experiences on the yard. Having to move back home with my parents, I was not prepared. I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but I was devastated to go home. We didn't know when we'd be able to come back and retrieve our items from our rooms. We didn't know when we would be able to see our friends in person again, and most importantly, we didn't know if we would come back in time for homecoming. But to God be the glory, we are here today. The first traditional commencement since 2019, and the first commencement back on the yard in 10 years, class of 2022, we are history makers. A few days ago, I ran across a post that said, "Believe in it until it manifests for you. Don't overthink how it will happen. Don't worry about when it will happen. Just believe in it, believe in yourself, and allow it to happen." For some of us, I know Central State University was not our first choice, but it was our best choice. As we we transition into this new chapter of our lives, no one knows what the future holds. But understand that your journey is your journey. And if it brings you happiness, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Why, you may ask? Because we have reached the finish line. And if you can make it out of Central State University, you can make it anywhere. Before I go, I want to recognize my parents, Bobby and Rhonda Bogan, my grandparents, family, friends, the Office of Residence Life, Career Services, Marauder Leadership and Engagement, the Board of Trustees, President Jack Thomas, and former President Dr. Arthur E. Thomas for preparing me for this moment. I appreciate your continued support. Class of 2022, what a job well done. Put your deuces up and show out because you deserve it. For God, for Central, for State. Thank you.
We'll now have the senior class address by Raja Shepard.
Greetings, friends, family, faculty, staff, board members, alumni in the class of 2022. How's everyone doing today? Y'all look quiet, y'all know. It is with great honor that I, Roger Shepard, stand before you on this fantastic day. Thank you. We made it, y'all. Make some noise, I can't hear y'all. We came in one of the biggest classes in Central State history. And some of us didn't make it this far, but you did. And look where we are today. Someone said that only the strong survive, and we are definitely survivors. We suffered through a pandemic, a war, and a chaotic presidential administration. We are conquerors. Many of you may not know my story. However, I battled medical challenges where the doctors did not think I will live or see the age of 2. Recently, I had to undergo a 12-hour open heart surgery my sophomore year of college. I have had teachers in my younger years tell me that I was not college material. However, I stand before you today as the senior class president. Senior at Central State University. I am Roger Shepard from the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. Graduating with a bachelor's degree in broadcast media communications. Now, classmates, I want to remind you that you hold the key to your success. We are the only thing standing in between where we are now and our destination. You have made the right decision in empowering your mind and obtaining your degree. Now it is time to use the skills that you have gained and become the best you. In the words of Malcolm X, education is the passport for the future. Innovation is in our DNA. Y'all should know that one. might be hard to believe that you are sitting next to the next Barack Obama, Tyler Perry, or Rosalind Brewer, a black woman CEO. Many people say that students don't graduate at HBCUs and we only party. Now we do party. But now you can tell them we get degrees too. Let us continue to change the narrative and also remember to give back to Central State, not just money, but your time. I am charging you to help increase the graduation numbers, not only at CSU, but at all HBCUs. I would also like to give a shout out to those who I've grown to love throughout my journey at CSU. To my professors, thank you for pushing me even when I wanted to give up. To the trio advisors who provided me opportunities such as tutor sessions, workshops, and grad tours. To the fun times with the explosive dance team and iconic modeling org I was in. To the CSU Cincinnati Star Alumni chapter who rooted for me. To my staff and residents in Green and Anderson for trusting me to keep you safe. To SGA for all the hard work and planning. To my queens and kings in Royal Court for never tilting your crowns. To my friends who wiped my tears and told me when I was wrong, even when I didn't want to listen. To my family, hey y'all, who supported me in parades, fashion shows, and provided me with warm wheels for a struggling college student. And last but not least, to my mom and my dad, who only wanted the best for me and who let me bump my head sometimes so that I can learn to persevere. 2022 classmates, remember these three things. Always remember to push forward, remain humble, and never give up. I'm sorry, y'all. For God, for Central, for State.
The Central State University Chorus will render a musical selection, Lord, I Know I've Been Changed. Then Lieutenant Colonel Dallas will introduce the commencement keynote speaker, Major General John Harris, Jr.
Lord, I know I've been changed. Lord, I know I've been changed. Lord, I know I've been changed. The angels in the heaven done sign my name. Glory, hallelujah, Lord, I've been changed. Lord, I know I've been changed. Lord, I know I've been changed. Lord, I know I've been changed. The angels in the heaven done sign my name.
Went down into the valley, and I didn't go there for to stay. I asked the Lord to help me get ready for the judgment day. I tell you, Lord,
I can't turn back. Hear my haven't done, sign my name. Christian journey soon be over. Christian journey soon be over. Christian journey soon be over. Time is drawing nigh. Children, don't get weary. Don't get weary. Children, don't get weary. Work is done. Hallelujah, children. Lord, I know the change. Lord, I know the change. Lord, I know the change. The angels in the heavens, the angels in the heavens, sign my name, sign my name, sign my name, sign my name, Lord.
Good morning. Central State President Jack Thomas, wife Dr. Thomas, Central State Provost Dr. Eric Brooks, Senior Mayor Sarah Mays, Board of Trustee members, college deans, fellow faculty, distinguished visitors, returning alumni, and last but not certainly least, Centrillions and graduating class of 2022. Greetings all. I am Lieutenant Colonel Samuel Dallas Jr., following in the long line of military science professors of most renowned is Brigadier General Charles Young. I am the battalion commander of the first and oldest ROTC battalion amongst HBCUs in the nation, the Marauder Battalion. Our motto is deeds, not words, continue the legacy. A few weeks ago, the Battalion Ranger Challenge team had the chance to compete on a world platform during the annual Sandhurst competition hosted at the Army Military Academy, West Point. The best of the best amongst 274 ROTC programs earned the right to compete along with international teams in this event. After it was all said and done, we placed 28th amongst 48 teams. We placed 7th amongst all United States Army ROTC battalions. We're training tomorrow's future of Army leaders here at Central State, and I'm thrilled to be part of that process. This morning, I have the honor of introducing this distinguished keynote speaker. Major General John C. Harris, Jr. is the Adjutant General, Ohio National Guard, Joint Forces Headquarters, Columbus, Ohio. General Harris assumed these duties on January 14, 2019, appointed by the governor. General Harris serves as the governor's principal advisor of all National Guard procedures and is responsible for both federal and state missions. The Ohio National Guard consists of the Ohio Army National Guard, Ohio Air National Guard, Ohio Military Reserve, and Ohio Naval Militia, totaling more than 16,000 personnel. General Harris strives to inculcate emerging business practices and process improvement principles to assure effective and responsible governance of his organization. He holds a master's degree in strategic studies from the United States Army War College and has completed the Baldrige Executive Fellowship through the National Institute of Standards and Technology. He was appointed by the U.S. Secretary of Commerce in 2016 as one of 12 judges for the President's Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award. He is a member of several professional organizations. He served as president of Ohio National Guard Association, was awarded the Meritorious Service Award by the National Guard Association of the United States, and is a chair of National Guard's Bureau's Military Personnel Advisory Committee. General Harris is married to Angela. Together they have 3 adult children currently residing in Pickerington, Ohio. Please join me in a round of applause as Major General Harris takes his place at the podium.
Thank you, Colonel Dallas. I promise my remarks will be shorter than that introduction. I'm looking. I can count the number of fans out there. I can see I need to make this quick. So I'm going to shorten my prepared remarks and just talk to you from the heart, if that's okay. By the way, when I'm so honored when I got the notification that Dr. Thomas had invited me to be here. I was so moved to be the keynote at the commencement on the same grounds where Colonel Charles Young, General Charles Young, walked these grounds. So honored. That was my first thought. My second thought was, thank God they didn't look at my GPA, because they probably would have sent me away. And I was sitting here, I had a third thought, and that was, after that selection, maybe I should just sit down and we bring up the choir and Reverend Cunningham and just have church. Because that was something. So thank you all. Like I said, I just want to take a few minutes and share with you 41 years of military service. I started my career as a attack helicopter pilot, a variety of assignments that finally landed me where I am right now. So that all means that I know a little bit of stuff about a lot, and I'm an expert in nothing. So what I want to do is just share with you my perspective, the look from my foxhole as I see life and I think is important to you as you go forward in your endeavors. And congratulations to the class of 22. Let me tell you, as I said, I'm an aviator, so I do everything by checklist. And I want to share with you just a few things about my checklist for life. And I hope some of it resonates with you. Again, I'm going to make it quick because I remember my commencement, and I cannot remember a word the commencement speaker said. I hope that's not the case today. So checklist item number 1 for you. Graduates, start today accumulating wealth. Start today accumulating wealth. Notice what I didn't say was start today accumulating stuff. I said start today accumulating wealth. And when you define wealth this way. If I stop working today, how far forward will my wealth take me in life? How far forward will my wealth propel me and my children and my children's children? And I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with having nice stuff. Just make your choices in the right order. Start saving today. Start investing today. Start thinking about future generations today. See, it's always fascinating to me when I talk to other people and I ask what you doing this holiday weekend. Well, we're going to the family's farm. It's been in the family for 5 generations. We're going to go up to the cabin that my grandfather built, when he was a kid and pass it to the family. My kids don't have to worry about college because my great-grandparents set up a 529 for them years ago. I would venture to say that that's probably not the story for many of the people sitting here today. Certainly wasn't for me. So let's start accumulating some generational wealth. Here's the litmus test. Is the decision I'm making today good for my grandchildren? Is it going to be good 2 generations from now? That's the litmus test that you ought to apply when making financial decisions. It'll keep you from making impulse decisions, and it will set you and your children and your children's children as we move forward up to navigate this life that we live through. So rule number 1, checklist item number 1, start accumulating wealth. Number 2, we're going to have to get rid of some myths. I got a few I want to share with you. I think we just have to get rid of. Number one is if you do something you love, if you do something you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life. I think that some of the people with gray hair up on the dais here will tell you differently. Because you will do things that you're passionate about, and there are days that are still going to feel a lot like work. There are going to be days you don't feel like showing up. And I tell you that because I don't want you to get discouraged and think that you're not walking in your calling when things get hard. Because it's going to get hard. And you're going to have to endure. You know how to go through. You've been through COVID. But don't for a minute think that when things get rough, that you're not walking in your calling. So don't believe that you're not walking in your passion just because things may get hard, because it'll be better on the other side. And there are going to be times when you just don't want to show up. That's okay. That's human nature. But show up anyway. The second myth that we've got to get past is you can be anything you want to be. And see, that's partially true. But the rest of that is you can be anything you want to be in accordance with your talents and your gifts. We're not all cut out to do everything. You know, the story that you don't hear about the Tuskegee Airmen is that 50% of the people who started that track in flight school washed out. 50% of the people who started as Tuskegee Airmen washed out because they didn't have the gift for what it was they were doing. And we have to tell that side of the story. You can do anything, you can be anything you want to be in accordance with your God-given gifts. If you don't think that's true, I challenge anybody out there to come up here and teach me to sing. It's not going to happen. And the reason it's not going to happen is because that's not my gift. So don't spend your time on things that may be weaknesses for you. Spend your time developing your gifts. Spend your time developing your talents and being the best you can be at that. And see, this is why we work collectively as teams, groups, villages, communities, is so that we can compensate one another for our weaknesses. Walk in your gifts. The third thing that we have to debunk, the third myth that we've got to get past is don't let your work become your identity. Again, that's partially true. You shouldn't let your work become your identity. But the way you do your work is your identity. The way you do your work is truly your identity. It's who you are. See, you're about to turn that tassel. And when you turn that tassel, your values and your aspirations go from being aspirational to reality. It's time to stop thinking about who you're going to be and start being who you're going to be. All those values and all those mistakes that you made and all those things you said, I'm going to do better next time, it's time to do them better now. I'm always amazed, you know, as a general, I end up administering a lot of discipline, unfortunately, to soldiers who misbehave. And you know, one thing they always tell me, they always say to me, that's not who I am. And I have to look at them and say, well, at that moment, that's exactly who you were. So be who you're going to be. And remember, your work is not your identity, but the way you do your work is indeed your identity and who you are. Which leads me to the third item on my checklist. I'm going to get to another myth in just a minute. But the third item on my checklist that I think is critical for each and every one of you to know is know who you are. Because you're entering the workforce, you're entering life, you're entering adulthood at a time where this world is a mess. If you just look at the global picture, we've got a rise in China. And China's on the move. China is assuming the world economically. It's consuming the world economically. And anytime there's been a rising power and a dominant power, there's been conflict. There's going to be a friction point with China. And you see what's happening in Europe. Totalitarian governments are gaining power, gaining momentum. Democracy is at risk in parts of the world. Heck, even here at home, free and fair elections have been called into question. The peaceful transfer of power has been called into question. Democracy is at risk around the globe. That's the environment that you're moving into the workforce in. I've never seen this nation more polarized in my life. And here's the problem with it. Our social media is full of algorithms that decide what you like and give you more of that. And they give you more of that. Our media is unapologetic about being propaganda machines for one side or the other. So how do you get the truth? How do you get to the truth? You get to the truth by being a lifelong learner and studying and researching and having experiences. Go out there and have broad experiences. If you want to run a marathon, go run a marathon. If you want to take that trip to Nigeria or Ethiopia, take the trip. Because the more experiences you get, the more stuff you do, the better position you're going to be, number one, to know who you are, what your values are, what you represent. Challenge yourself. Struggle is a human necessity. Don't be afraid of it. But find out who you are, because making choices and knowing who you are in this environment becomes harder and harder. Know who you are. Know what you stand for. Because as we become more divided, more polarized, people can try to convince you, if you're progressive, you got to believe all this. If you're conservative, you got to believe all this. And that's not the way the human mind works. So be you. Know who you are. Know what your values are. Know what you stand for. Because it's going to be challenged every single day. And last but not least, hey, take time to celebrate. Take time to celebrate. Not just today, but throughout your life. Be deliberate. Be deliberate about recognition and celebrating your victories, because sometimes nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody's going to pin a medal on you. In most cases, we're the only place that does that. So if you don't take time to celebrate yourself and your wins, nobody else is going to do it for you. And now I want to finish with that last myth. That last myth. Have you heard this one? This is going to be the generation, your generation is in decline, and you will not live the same quality of life that the previous generations lived. Your life expectancy won't be as long as previous generations lived. Your earning potential won't be as great as previous generations were. And that's only true if you believe it. You get a vote in that. Class of 22, you get a vote in that. So be deliberate, be determined, make sure that you keep this community called Central State together and connected and love each other and support each other and be there for each other. And if you do that, that myth won't be true. Because only you can make a difference. So God bless you as you go forth on your endeavors. God bless you. God bless your parents. God bless the faculty. God bless America. Thank you.
Major General Harris, thank you for those powerful and inspirational words. The words will inspire the class of 2022 to pursue lifelong learning on behalf of the university. We present you with the gift. Thank you. We will now have a musical selection by the Robeson Chamber Winds, Ignition.
Everybody need to play stronger, right? Stronger.
As we prepare for a presentation of candidates for degrees, please be mindful that each graduate will be photographed receiving their degrees. The graduates will also have the opportunity to purchase photographs of the ceremony. Mr. President, we will now begin the presentation for candidates for degrees. Dr. Marvin Reed in the College of Business, please come forward.
As the department chair in the College of Business, I ask that the candidates for the degree Bachelor's of Science in the College of Business please stand. President Thomas, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the College of Business, are recommended to you for the formal conferral of their respective degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
As Dean of the College of Engineering, Science, Technology, and Agriculture, I ask that the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in the College of Engineering, Science, Technology, and Agriculture please rise. Mr. President, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the College of Engineering, Science, Technology, and Agriculture, are recommended to you for the formal conferral of their respective degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
As the interim dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, I ask that the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Science in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, please rise. President Thomas, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and the college, are recommended to you for formal conferral of their respective degrees. Candidates, please be seated.
As the interim dean of the College of Education, I ask the candidates for the degree Bachelor's of Science and Bachelor's of Science in Education in the College of Education, please rise. Mr. President, these candidates, subject to the completion of all requirements established by the university and College of Education are recommended to you for the formal conferral of their respective degrees. Now, will all of the candidates from each college please rise?
By the authority delegated to me by the Board of Trustees of Central State University, I hereby confer upon each of you who has completed all academic requirements for the baccalaureate degree with all the rights and privileges and responsibilities pertaining to your degree. You may be seated.
I will now invite Dr. Fred Aikens, Associate Professor of Management in the College of Business, to present the candidates for baccalaureate degrees.
Shalonda Marshall, magna cum laude. Joseph Kelly, magna cum laude. I'm reading what's on the card, dude. Marguerite Hopkins, cum laude. Christina Joyner, cum laude. Sharnice Leslie, magna cum laude. Alan Rogers. Sky Leonard, cum laude. Christine Mason. LaRonda McCoy, cum laude. Trebian Cooper, magna cum laude. Miguel Espinoza, cum laude. Amber Schumacher, cum laude. Corey Wright, summa cum laude. Griselda Elliott, magna cum laude. Ilsa Schwartzberg, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Ariano. Kaylin Cobb. Charmel Swanson. Alexis Kroom. Jordan Sappho. Faith Basilio, summa cum laude. Anthony Winston. Fredericia Blair. Serenity Jackson, cum laude. Stefan Newcomb. Stefan Newcomb. So catch me outside. Gary Stevens. Alicia Smith. Candace Warren. Tigeria Miller. Annika Perry Connor. Kanaya Mackey. Zabria Nimmons. Jasmine Nathan. Kaylin Crump. Kenton Wallace, summa cum laude. Amber Wilson, magna cum laude. Pranika Smith, magna cum laude. Nathan Duncombe, cum laude. Lendice Smith, summa cum laude. Deja Campbell, summa cum laude. Omar Davis, summa cum laude. Sante Brown, magna cum laude. Willandria Clark, magna cum laude. Aaliyah Wilson, summa cum laude. Danielle Thompson, cum laude. Esther Cartwright, summa cum laude. Sean Tish Johnson. Jasmine Bronson. Abibatu Gassama. Jasma Chandler. Isaiah Booker. Hakeem Campbell, cum laude. Nicholas Greer. Taylor Elliott, summa cum laude. Victoria Cameron. Essence Mackey. Brianna Green, cum laude. Tiffany Kelly.
What's up, Dr. Akins? How you doing, man?
Devin Hargrove Jr., cum laude.
You gonna sit out or how? Do it down there. Hey, can I sit?
Kaylin Abrams. Ariel Munoz, magna cum laude.
You like that? that was close. That was close.
Simone Barnes. Tyree Watson. Samuel Hurst. Danielle Meyer, summa cum laude. Megan Meyer.
Baby, you graduated?
Brianna Beatty. Emily Archer, summa cum laude. Jalen Clark. Sierra Dunson.
Devin Grant, cum laude. Armani Shelton. Kyra Cook, magna cum laude. Terrence Wilcoxon, magna cum laude. Terrell Turner. Tajanique Turner. Leasia Brandon. Mariah Bryant. Jalen Stone. Sante Horn. Zenaria Campbell. Wesley Payne. Dorian Lattimore. Daria Lee. Saracia Nelson, summa cum laude. Kylie Ward. Sydney McDowell. Darrell Latham. Kayla Mitchell. Christopher Baker. Sean Turner. Diamond Daniels. Isaiah Allen. Kylan Lucky. Robert Wallace. Isis Weems. Kiera Page. Willie Robertson, summa cum laude. Miaya Pipes. Danielle Rogers. Tyreek Bain. Israel Williamson, cum laude. Amaya Howard. Lauren Velany Holt. Mateo Gibson. Renard Wilson. Talia Swain. Anaya Gonzalez, magna cum laude. Shantae Branch. Jordan Thompson. Calvin McClellan. Michael Morgan, summa cum laude. Stuart Dixon. Michael Edmondson. Adrian Thomas. Kyla Lucas. Leah Frisco. Aaron Washington. Delano Winman. Kyle Smith. Robert Guthrie. Donasia Harris, magna cum laude. Kalisa Johnson, cum laude. Ramaya Kane, magna cum laude. Taylor McIntyre, cum laude. Yasmin Allen. Kalijah Finch. Layla Lynch. Kevin McFerrin. Vanity Withrow, cum laude. Danielle Smith. too late. They got them now, yeah. But for next year. William Eatman III, magna cum laude. Penny Johnson, cum laude. Shania Kelly. Jovan Jones. Drayon Lewis. Orion Monford. Delaney McBerry. Naima Graham. Danielle Adams. Lori Shaw, summa cum laude. Marcus Benjamin. Guadalupe Torres, summa cum laude. Michael Carter III. Rebecca Phillips, cum laude. Genevis Minor, magna cum laude. Maya Nixon, cum laude. Taylor Jones. Sierra Dogan Collins. Ayana Ashford. Dalen Caliver. Nakari Benson. Shatera Petway. Maya Davis. LaTiffany Sanders. Olandria Barnes, cum laude. Julianne Skates. Star McCowan. Juste Campbell. Lamar Gilbert. Haley Westerfield. Jordan Carter. Simone Stevens. Cameron Peoples. Tyler Bryant. Ayana Hairston. Breasia Carpenter. Anaya Elliott. Tony Odom. Janelle Stampley. Stormy Walson, summa cum laude. Lauren Morgan, magna cum laude. Jalen Murray, magna cum laude. Mia Hill. Cameron Powell, summa cum laude. Brene Trammell. Joshua Fogel. Taylor Collins Shorter. Shayla Baldwin. Kiara Jackson. Noah Harris, magna cum laude. Navarone Little. Could you stop, please? Yamaya Lyons. Jasmine Washington. Deja Walden. Adrian Oglesby. Tayana Batiste. Alexandria Bolden. Raina Russell Roach. Michael Cox. Hydea Ivory. Kennedy Dowell. Eric Morgan. Cornelius Stewart. Lisa Terhar. Aaron Ignatz, summa cum laude. Tyree Daniels. Marcus Palmore. Bonet Doris. Joey White. Lawrence Peavy. Trinity Battle. Michaela Curry. Aries Davidson, magna cum laude. Angeline Lamar. Ashley Boyson. Hayward Prude III. Carlasia McCullough. Daniel Reed. Nasiah Woods. Brianna McGinney. Jayla Morton. Taylor Hoskins. I'm sorry. Jaya Morton. Monsiera Taylor. Brittany Arone. Angelia Martin. Justice Lawrence. Atalia Smith. Lovely Knowles. Trinity Sheffield. Dorian Richardson. Rayshawn Barksdale, magna cum laude. Daisha Jenkins. Simone Leonard. Tyler Irby. Angel Roll, summa cum laude. Tehran Dames. Jeremiah Seymour, magna cum laude. Janelle Ishmael. Kevin Moore. Cadmus Ennis Jr. Raven Pearson. Obed Ifebuime. Christina Thompson. Dorian Braxton Palmer. Robert Corbin. Brian Battle. Wayne Trotter. Daisha Mills. Mayanique Wilford. Shakaya Money. Kayla Sappho. Kamaya Smith, cum laude. Curacia Wood. Jalea Springfield. India Austin. Kip Kenya Marshall. Ijane Lewis. Deanna Grant, summa cum laude. Alan Newsom. Tierra Bennett, cum laude. Ariana Fitzpatrick. Raja Shepard. Akayla Howard, cum laude. Jordan Graves, cum laude. Chanel Wynn. Taisha Porter. Trayvon Edwards. Robert Christman, magna cum laude. Leora Willis, magna cum laude. Taylor Camille Mims. Adam Slappy. Chase Moody. Pilar Baker. Annette Rogers, summa cum laude. Turn it around. Get in the picture. Maven Deloitte. Jai Henderson. Richard Gaskins. Genesis Hartley. Tony Starks. Garrettson Seaton. Lauren Fraker, summa cum laude. Lisa Brown, summa cum laude. Landon Turner. Jacqueline Bogan, cum laude. Jay Beauchamp. Guess who? Sigmund? Joseph Sigmund, cum laude. That's about 5 who don't have cards. Jayla Groves, cum laude. Thank you.
Let's give our graduates one last round of applause. Graduates, please rise. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left side. This ceremonial action signifies that you have earned your degree. Graduates, one last Marauder land. Graduates, please be seated. Please be seated. Graduates, please be seated. Mr. Anthony Gardner will now induct our new graduates into the National Alumni Association. Mr. Gardner.
Good morning, class of 2022, better known as the what? Deuce Deuce. Before we recite the pledge, let me share a few words with you guys. I'm sure you heard these few words for the last 2 years. Pandemic, COVID-19, coronavirus, rapid testing, shutdown, quarantine, remote learning, Zoom, essential worker, social distance, vaccination, booster shot, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, variant, mask mandate. The most important word that you didn't hear that is for you today is college graduate. Give it up. Congratulations to the class of 2022, better known as the Deuce Deuce. Please rise and turn to the next to last page in your program. Are you ready? Next to last page, bottom half. And at the count of 22, we're going to read in unison. 1, 2, 22. Whereas Central State University grants to us responsibilities and opportunity in the ranks of its graduates. Therefore, I will continue my devotion and my allegiance throughout the years ahead for the university and will practice its ideas in appreciation of the opportunities given to me at Central State University. I will maintain the precepts and standards of my alma mater in character and in citizenship and strive to incite like respect and reverence by others who may disregard them. I will search for the truth, strive for goodness, and build with integrity and competence in the years ahead through the work that I do and my attitude towards it. I will seek with dignity, courage, the better life for others, for myself, and for my alma mater. I will transmit the heritage of this university, not less, but greater, more beautiful than it was transmitted to me. I will use my life and my education for the advancement of a more worthy for our state, our nation, and our world. And as always important, for God, for Central, for state. Congratulations.
Please be seated. We will now have remarks by the Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mark Hatcher.
Class of 22, this has been a most joyous occasion. On behalf of the Central State Board of Trustees, I extend congratulations on to you this day as you transition from marauders to centralians. We also thank the parents, families, and friends and supporters, all who have helped these graduates get to this point. Let's give them a round of applause as well. It has been my tradition to extend words of encouragement and advice to the graduating class, and this year will be no exception. Number one, there will be no shortcuts in life. Hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance are the down payments you make on future success. Number two, to succeed, you must be prepared to fail. As you progress in life, failure is inevitable. Do not be afraid to take calculated risks and always fail forward. Learn from your mistakes and avoid repeating them. Number 3, after each success is a bus ride back to square one. Enjoy this day and the celebration and euphoria that comes along with accomplishing a life goal. And if you want to get back to this point, you must train yourself for what I call the cycle of success. That is, after each accomplishment is a moment of excitement, a taste of winning and being recognized as a winner, and a short ride back to the beginning to do it all over again. Maybe in a day, a week, or a month, you will start your next chapter, a new job, graduate or professional school, or starting your own business. Whatever your next is, you will be back at square one. How you deal with the trials and tribulations of your next will determine if you ever get to experience this feeling you have today again. I suspect that you will, class of 2022, better known as the Deuce Deuce, because you are now Centralians, and Centralians are bred for greatness. For God, for Central, for State. Now, as the chairman of the Board of Trustees, I get certain privileges, and I'm going to extend one of those privileges now and acknowledge my sons, Maxwell and Miles, who are here to see their cousin, Rashawn Timothy Barksdale, graduate from Central State University. Anyone that knows me knows Rashawn because he has been like a son to me. And it has been the greatest experience of my life, one of the greatest experiences of my life, to stand on this stage and confer your degree, son. I love you. I love you. And you go forth and be great at Syracuse University. POP.
Thank you, Trustee Hatcher. Now we'll have the 9th President of Central State University, Dr. Jack Thomas, to come forth with closing remarks.
Graduates, I came here 2 years ago in the midst of a pandemic, and I found you. I found some wonderful students here at Central State University. Thank you for persevering. Thank you for doing the things that you do. Know that we are proud of you and your success. We know that this is a very diverse class of graduates. You come from various places across the world. So bear with me as I say a few things today. If you are a graduate, if your father or mother graduated from Central State University, please stand. You may be seated. Stand up if you are the first in your family to earn a college degree. You may be seated. Stand up if you work your way through college. You may be seated. Stand if you completed your degree online through CSU Global. You may be seated. Stand if you're from the state of Ohio. You may be seated. Stand if you know that in your heart that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Stand if you are proud to be a Centrillion today. Just stand, Centrillions. Stand and be counted. Stand and be appreciated. Stand and live in your greatness. Today is your day. Stand and give our graduates a round of applause. Everybody. You are now centrillions. You are now and forevermore synonymous with your alma mater, Central State University, and linked to other centrillions across the globe. Nelson Mandela once said that there is no passion to be found in playing small, in settling a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. As I say to my leadership team, as we end our weekly meetings, graduates, it is now your time to go forth and do great things. If your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. At Central State University, innovation is truly in our DNA. Thank you for gracing Central State University with your presence. All together, for God, for Central, for State. Thank you.
We will now have the singing of the alma mater. Please remain standing for the benediction and the retiring of colors.
Oh, Central dear, we sing of thee, maker of men who are free. We build indeed thy greater name. We spread thy lasting fame. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is grace. For God, for Central, for State, our alma mater, hail to thee. Builder of women to be, we build indeed thy heart and mind. We spread thy grace divine. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is grace. For God, for Central, for State, oh, speak to us and we will hear. Thy voice so near, so clear, and as we sail the future seas, through the years we'll sing of thee. Oh, Central mind will sing of thee. Truth and right our song shall be. Our alma mater guides us and is great. For God, for Central, for State.
May the God who began this good work in you carry it through to completion, allowing you to use everything that God put in you from the beginning. May God give you the grace to make wise choices and to be faithful to your commitments, always confident in the support of those who love you. May God bless you with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships so that you will live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and the exploitation of people so that you'll work for justice, equality, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed for those who suffer from pain and rejection, starvation, and war, so that you will reach out your hand to comfort them and change their pain into joy. May God bless you with the foolishness to think that you can make a difference in the world, so that you will do the things which others tell you cannot be done. May your integrity be a gift to the world, and may the Spirit of God be with you always. Know that even in your failures you succeed. Even in your sorrows you'll find joy. And then even when it doesn't look like you finished the way you want, say this after me: all I do is win. All I do is win. All I do is win. Amen.
We now have the retiring of the colors.